Welcome to our prayer vigil for Ukraine. Soren Kierkegaard says that prayer does not change God, it changes us. And in this space, we are gathering together to create a sacred moment of prayer. Prayer for Ukrainians, prayer for peace, prayer for God's children. Not so that we might change God, but so that we might be open to change in ourselves. And in our own change, send out ripples of change for our world. We will be lighting a candle for each prayer during this time together and placing these lit candles into the windows of our church as a reminder and an invitation for continued prayer for peace. I would invite you to do the same. Blessed are the peacemakers, says Jesus, for they will be called children of God. May we gather now in this virtual space as children of God to pray for peace, support peace, and create peace. We will begin grounding ourselves in the words of wisdom and hope from Scripture.
From Philippians 4, verses 6 through 9. Don't fret or worry. Instead of worrying, pray. Let petitions and praises shape your worries into prayers, letting God know your concerns. Summing it all up, friends, I'd say you'll do best by filling your minds and meditations on things true, noble, reputable, authentic, compelling, gracious. The best, not the worst. The beautiful, not the ugly. Things to praise and not things to curse. Put into practice what you learned from me, what you heard and saw and realized. Do that, and God, who makes everything work together, will work you into his most excellent harmonies.
Listen to this prayer for Ukraine from the moderator of the United Church, Richard Bott. The world sits below a precipice, waiting, after the first stone has been pushed to the edge and started to roll, and we wonder where it will stop. We wonder what lives will be lost, who will die on this war's altar, soldiers, combatants, civilians, children. I pray for the decision makers of the world, including Mr. Putin, that they would find a way to bring this war to an end now, that they would find a way out for the people of Ukraine, the people of Russia, the people of the world. Tonight I pray for all those who are protesting this decision for war by the Russian government, especially those Russian citizens who are standing in the face of their government, who are risking arrest and facing punishment by telling their leaders this invasion must stop. I pray for the people of Ukraine, for the ones who are picking up arms to defend themselves and those they love, for the ones who are trying to get themselves, their families, and their neighbors to safe haven away from the fighting, for the ones who are sleeping in the subway, in the basement, in a cellar, for fear of the bombings. I pray for the most vulnerable, the ones who don't understand what is happening and rely on others for their safety, and for those who carry the burden of protection and care. I pray for them all, God. But most of all, I pray that your peace would pour down like a God-awful waterfall, that those who, for whatever reason, are choosing to make this happen would find all their reasons and rationalizations washed away by your overwhelming peace and your infinite love. Help us, God, as individuals, as communities, as nation states. Help us to be peace bearers. Overwhelm all that would kill and destroy. We pray with your forever love and your amazing grace. In Christ's name, I ask all these things. Amen.
I can't wait to hear what God will say. God's about to pronounce all people well. Love and truth meet in the street. Right living and whole living embrace and kiss. Truth sprouts green from the ground. Right living pours down from the skies. Oh yes, God gives goodness and beauty. Our land responds with bounty and blessing. Right living strides out before us and clears a path for his passage.
We take a moment for a prayer for the children. Compassionate God, today we come before you specifically to pray over the children in Ukraine. Grandfather God, we know this is scary. We know that there are young children hearing threats and weapons, and they don't understand. Grandmother God, give them peace, keep them safe. For the parents, God, we ask you to inspire wisdom. Give them the right words to say to their children to keep them safe but aware. Give the parents a sense of protection and courageous love. Be ever present around them. Make yourself known to them. Help them stand firm in their love and lean on you. For the community and neighbors and circle of support around these children, we ask you to give them a calm spirit to help children remain calm. God of grace, give them wisdom to protect and encourage the children in their presence. God of compassion, keep them safe and strong and united in care. We are asking you, God of peace, for peace. Bring peace. Go before and surround your people, God. Calm anxious hearts and minds. Show us how we can love and support our brothers and sisters in Ukraine in the best and most compassionate of ways. God, we cry out to you, and we place our prayers in your trust. Amen.
From Micah 4, verses 1 through 4. But when all is said and done, God's temple on the mountain, firmly fixed, will dominate all mountains, towering above surrounding hills. God will teach us how to live. We'll know how to live God's way. True teaching will issue from Zion, and God's revelation from Jerusalem. God will establish justice in the rabble of nations and settle disputes in faraway places. They'll trade in their swords for shovels, their spears for rakes and hoes, and nations will quit fighting each other, quit learning how to kill one another. Each person will sit under their own shade tree. Each will live in safety and tend their own garden.
A litany for peace from the Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh.
As we are together praying for peace, let us be truly with each other.
Let us pay attention to our breathing.
Let us be relaxed in our bodies and our minds.
Let us return to ourselves and become wholly ourselves.
Let us be aware of the source of being, common to us all and to all that is.
Evoking the presence of the Great Companion, let us fill our hearts with our own compassion towards ourselves and towards all living beings.
Let us pray that all living beings realize that they are all nourished from the same source of life.
Let us pray that we ourselves cease to be the cause of needless suffering.
Let us pray that we may live in a way which will not needlessly deprive other living beings of air, water, food, shelter, or the chance to live in health.
With reverence for life and with awareness of the sufferings that are going on around us, let us pray for the establishment of peace in our hearts and on earth.
Friends, we thank you for sharing in this peace prayer vigil for Ukraine. Before we close, we want to share a piece of music with you. Let's listen to Elaine Hagenberg's profoundly moving version of the traditional Irish text, Deep Peace.
Jesus says, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you." May we carry this space of prayer with us from here, allowing prayer to transform the world through us. God grant the living peace, the departed rest, people across all lands unity and understanding, and to us and all your servants compassion and grace. And may your blessing be among us and remain with us always. Amen.